Turning to your health now on this Monday morning, and it is Motivation Monday, and Jess Weiner, expert and podcast host of Dominant Stories, is just a queen motivator. She joins us now to help us unpack a pandemic dilemma. Jess, good morning to you. Always great to have you with us.
Good morning. Happy to be with you.
So, Jess, there's been so much conversation in the midst of the pandemic about, working out and how folks weren't able to get to gyms. But there is this whole other thing that's happening with regard to body image as a result of all the Zooms and virtual meetings that we're all attending. I mean, how has this been affecting people's behavior?
Well, we're now calling it the Zoom boom in plastic surgery, Melvin. So plastic surgeons have been reporting that plastic surgery procedures have been up quite a bit during the pandemic because we spend a lot of time staring at ourselves on screen, both for work and for school. So a lot of body dissatisfaction has increased during COVID. And as one of the results, so have plastic surgery procedures increased as well. And I think it's part of a larger piece of the puzzle, Melvin, around the mental wellness and the fallout from that during COVID, because body image is connected to our mental well-being. And you're right, we haven't been able to exercise. Our wellness routines have been interrupted. Yeah. We've been on these Zoom calls all day long, almost akin to staring at yourself in the mirror all day. And so it makes sense that our body image is taking a hit.
Yeah, I mean, because, as you mentioned, you're at home, you're staring at yourself. There wasn't a lot of social interaction during that time either. So you just were left with your thoughts. I was also reading, too, that it's leading to an uptick in eating disorders.
Yes, unfortunately, when we look at eating disorders, which is a really complicated mental health disease, but what we notice about COVID is that in the first 12 months of COVID, hospitalization for adolescents with eating disorders more than doubled. And why we should pay attention to that is because a lot of us joke about gaining weight during the pandemic. In fact, almost half of the women we survey have said that, they have negative feelings about their weight from the pandemic. But when you're talking about an eating disorder, we're talking about using food or control of food as a way to feel, in control of situations that we're not in. And so that has upticked for adolescents who've been using food or the absence of food as a way to control a lot of things that are scary right now, right? A lot of disruption in their life, a lot of unknown, a lot of illness. And so it makes sense, but it's something for us to be really aware of, especially as parents.
Yeah, and you also mentioned too this through line and root cause being mental health and our mental well-being. That really is our anchor. And so when we have a flare up there, it shows up in the way that, we eat. It shows up in even comparing ourselves to other people. And that is such a common thing when with regard to social media. Scrolling through the gram and you're like looking, about what somebody else is doing, what you're not doing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the compare and despair on social media, I think, has been at an all-time high. And let's be realistic. I mean, right now, we've got a lot of conflict in the world. We've got a lot of fear in the world. And so, yes, we want to escape through this sort of innocuous scrolling. But I think what we have to remember is that there is an impact on our mental well-being when we're constantly looking outside of ourselves and not within ourselves. So I think it's important that we monitor where our self-esteem takes a hit. We have to recognize when during the day are we talking negatively about our body image? Is it after the Zoom call? Is it after scrolling for an hour? Just that mindfulness alone, Melvin, helps us take steps to better protect our mental health.
So if you could recommend, one or two things that we could do, all of us, to help kind of curtail the cross comparison and to help to kind of uplift us on the inside, what would you offer today?
Well, the thing I was interested in talking about today was letting people know that they're not alone in this feeling. I think there's been an increased feeling of loneliness. A lot of people have reported to us that they feel this body dissatisfaction, but they thought they were the only one. So I think it's important, number one, to know you're not alone. This is a phenomenon that we're studying as a result of some of the runoff from COVID and the impact on mental health. So know that it's not just you. And I think the most important thing, Melvin, and I know you and I believe in this as far as manifesting and creating change in your life, you've got to be mindful and you have to watch your language. Your language precedes your thoughts precede your action, which will help you how you feel. So I think parents, especially educators, people who work with young people, we've got to be careful about how we talk about ourselves during this time. So if you get off that meeting and you go, oh, I hate that double chin, or my face looks so fat, watch that language, because that language gets replicated by the people around us. So changing that language, and ultimately, let's have some more compassion for ourselves during this time. We're all trying to cope through some difficult moments.
Yes.
Our bodies need to be the receptor of some love and compassion right now, not critique and shame.
Yeah, you are so right. Jess Weiner, you're just wonderful. It's always great to have you here. And I think the power too, you're remembering to everybody out there, you're not alone. And there's such a power in sharing your story, because that's what unifies us and connects us. And that's when we truly see that we are not alone and we find our community, right? It's the power of community.
That's exactly right. And thank you for the platform to be able to talk about that so we can help some folks out there.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Always great to have you with us, Jess. Happy Monday to you. Dominant Stories, everybody, with Jess Weiner can be found on iHeartRadio and Apple Podcast. So be sure to check her out. Such a great resource and just a wonderful light